If you hear a woman screaming in the fog, don't run toward the sound. In some legends, the scream does not mean someone is in danger. It means death has already chosen a name. The house sits at the end of a road people stop using after sunset. Locals say the windows glow before a funeral. They say dogs refuse to pass the gate. And they say every death in that family begins with the same sound, a woman weeping somewhere outside the walls. The first sighting is usually distant, a figure near the graveyard wall, a pale woman standing where no visitor should be standing. She does not wave, she does not chase, she only lowers her head, as if she is already grieving someone who has not died yet. The Banshee is one of the most chilling figures in Irish folklore, a female spirit whose cry, wail, or keening is said to warn that death is near. But that is what makes her different from most monsters. She may not be the thing that kills. She may be the thing that knows the death is coming. The cry begins softly, not a horror movie scream, more like grief being pulled through a keyhole. Then the sound climbs, window panes tremble, candle flames bend sideways. Every room in the house seems to understand the warning before the people inside do. There are marks on the back door, not claw marks. Fingernails, someone, or something, scraped the wood from the outside while the family slept. But here's the strange part. Every mark points downward, like she was not trying to get in. She was trying to hold herself back. Then she appears in the upstairs window, not inside the room, reflected in the glass, standing behind the viewer, pale face, wet hair, eyes hollow, with a grief so old it feels inherited. When the lightning flashes, the room behind the glass is empty. Some Banshee stories tie her to a bloodline, a family, a name she follows through centuries. That is why people feared the cry so deeply. It was not random, it was personal. If she came to your window, she had not wandered there. She had remembered you. This is where the Banshee becomes more disturbing than a normal ghost. She does not need to attack. She does not need to touch you. Her power is knowing. Imagine being warned by something that has already seen the end of the story and cannot change it. Down the lane, the fog forms a procession. No bodies, no mourners, just shapes moving in a line toward the graveyard. The Banshee stands ahead of them, leading a funeral that has not happened yet. When the scream finally comes, everything stops moving. Rain hangs in the air, the trees freeze, the fog splits open around her. It is not just loud, it is full of names, memories, last words, and every goodbye the living never got to say. The old house answers her. Every upstairs window lights at once. Then one by one, the lights go out. A door opens by itself. Somewhere inside, a clock begins striking 13 times. Then the cry changes. It stops being a scream and becomes a whisper. I hear a name in it, not the family's name, mine. And that is when I understand the worst possibility. Maybe she does not come for the dying. Maybe she comes for the person who needs to know. She is closer now, close enough to see tears on her face. Close enough to realize the terror was never in her anger. It was in her sorrow. She looks at me like she is not warning me about death. She is apologizing for arriving too late. At dawn, the house is quiet. No funeral, no body, no police lights. Just wet grass, silent windows, and one open bedroom curtain that was closed when I arrived. Maybe the Banshee was wrong, or maybe death does not always arrive the same night it is announced. As I leave, the recording finally plays back. For 6 minutes, there is only wind and rain. Then one voice cuts through the static, not screaming, whispering, not yet. So if you hear the Banshee in the fog, do not ask who is going to die. Ask why she wanted you to hear her. Would you stay after the scream? Tell me in the comments and subscribe for more mystic creature files.